Hello there, and welcome to Ilum Radio. We're your hosts, David Beard and Menace, and of course, my good pal, my friend, cosplay extraordinaire, Millie.
Hello.
We actually had a troop, just to get off subject really quick, we actually had a troop this weekend at Terrificon. Like, we had a big, nice convention going, and we had a lady there who is she retired from doing Saber Guild stuff, and I guess she moved to Massachusetts. And
Oh,
and she brought you up. She's like, "Oh yeah, I kind of encountered like a squad up there. I think it's run by this girl named Millie." And it's like, "Oh yep,
wait,
everyone knows Millie. Everyone knows Millie."
wait, who was it?
I forget her name, but
Her name, oh God. She said she's a retired?
she was in part of Saber Guild in Seattle. She retired, and because she moved here to the
Oh,
East Coast. She has a dope looking Twi'lek. I think her SG number was like 137, so she's like old school.
oh.
But yeah,
She went to Terrificon?
yep, she went to Terrificon.
She like expressed interest again, or
Yeah,
like,
she's thinking about coming back into it and stuff. But no, I just thought it was cool because she brought you up, and there was like two other groups that were there, and like, oh yeah, everyone knows Millie, yeah. So
I'm
Millie,
glad I'm well known in all the Connecticut groups. Well, I'm also in Rebel Legion and Saber Guild. So, but yeah.
you,
So for context, I live in Massachusetts. Dave lives in Connecticut.
mm-hmm.
So we both live in different states. And obviously, I didn't go to Terrificon because I live in a different state. So
Everyone knows you, which is pretty cool though. So all right, so
power of Star Wars costuming is officially affiliated with Lucasfilm,
mm-hmm.
or sanctioned, I should say. Anyway, we're already going off topic, and we haven't even started our podcast topic yet.
So tonight,
Ah,
by
goodness.
sheer luck or destiny, whatever you want to call it, but yesterday a trailer dropped. If you guys are tuning in, you know exactly what we're going to be talking about. Millie, what trailer was that?
We want. Just kidding. It's Andor.
It is. It is. Um, like what? We got the tweet randomly Sunday night. Did the tweet go out about it
Yeah,
being on?
Good Morning America literally tweeted like the night before that we were gonna be getting an Andor trailer in the next morning, like on Monday morning,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody freaked out. Which meaning that because Good Morning America airs things between 6 a.m. Eastern to 9 a.m. Eastern, it's between those times that Andor trailer would drop in. Turned out it dropped around 8:30 that morning
Mm-hmm.
in Eastern time, which is not surprising considering Good Morning America's track record releasing Star Wars trailers that early in the morning.
Yep.
Because I remember they did the same thing with Solo, as well as another Star Wars film. I can't remember, but I do remember Solo, one Solo trailer being revealed during Good Morning America, which is an interesting thing to point out there.
I got late to work yesterday because of this trailer.
Oh no,
Yep,
Dave.
I'm like, nope, it's Star Wars. I'm gonna get there late. I don't care. I usually take 3 days off when a Star Wars movie drops. So the powers that be
Goodness,
kind
Dave.
of knew that already. So, um, but
Tisk tisk.
yeah. So tell me how excited you are about this, Millie, before we get into
Oh,
it.
oh my God. I can't express my excitement right now. It's like I couldn't stop thinking about that trailer as soon as I saw it that morning. Like first thing in the morning when I woke up, it
Mm,
was like need to see what's going on. Oh my God, oh my God. It's been a while since we've gotten Cassie and Andor in anything,
it
and
has.
like not since like Rogue One in 2016. Like insane. Like yeah, I just can't wait for more Cassian content.
You know what I realized today when I was rewatching the trailer is that
Hmm.
so next week we're gonna be talking about the Star Wars Summer Vacation. and
Yes. That's
that's
coming out Friday.
yep, coming out Friday. That's gonna be a lot of fun. But I noticed they never put any of the characters in Rogue One into any of the Lego stuff. I mean,
No.
probably
I
for
mean, other than the upcoming Scarif Beach Party thing, the Lego special coming up.
are they going to be in that like these guys or
No, no, no. I'm saying the planet Scarif.
oh the planet?
No,
Yeah,
because the Weird Al character saying Scarif Beach Party in the freaking trailer, so they're gonna be on Scarif.
right,
I'm pretty sure the beach is also Scarif, but
right. But yeah, I noticed that these
uh,
characters haven't been in any Star
well,
Wars Lego stuff yet. I mean, probably. I mean, for good reason because you know
not even the
they die.
game. Like
You're
the Maverick
right,
character.
huh?
Oh yeah, like the Bad Batch got like they're not even like DLC characters in the latest Lego game.
Hmm.
I believe. Gee, wait, they might. I might wait. I'm probably wrong. They are probably DLC, and I'm just forgetting. They weren't in the main game though. I know for sure because it was main game was like 1 through 9, of the Skywalker saga, and then the DLC characters were like Bad Batch, Mando, Book of Boba Fett, and I think also Rogue One.
Hmm. But yeah, it just sounded like a very interesting
Uh,
thing to it. So the trailer looks beautiful.
yes.
It's like of the past two Disney Plus series that released on for Star Wars that are Star Wars related. It looks to be probably the most cinematic looking, from what I can tell from the trailer.
I think it's because that this time they're not actually using the volume, they're actually using, filming techniques they used for the films. So that kind of makes sense why it looks that way.
Yeah,
Not using the volume this time, according to an official source.
official, unofficial source, or
Oh,
official
it was
source.
like Empire, I believe.
Ah,
Empire magazine.
okay. I mean that would make sense, but I mean it's weird because like Mandalorian, they used the volume and they still look really, really good. Um,
But they weren't like, some locations they used like actually went on location, but a lot of the scenes like on Tatooine were like shot on in the volume, like those scenes.
yeah,
Like when when Boba Fennec and Mando were like trying to rescue Grogu in that one episode, it was all like on location. They actually went to a place somewhere in Southern California to like film there.
oh,
So
I did not know that. But yeah, like this looks so. I don't even know where to start, honestly. I mean,
there were a few shots in the trailer that reminded me of The Last Jedi for some reason.
such
Like
as.
specifically, so okay, so there's this character in the trailer that has like a quilted like tunic shirt thing,
Mm-hmm.
similar to Last Jedi's Connick's tunic. You see where I'm going there?
Yep.
And like it's the similar or same exact, I don't know, similar like quilting like on the shirt. And there's a specific shot of that character with their back like faced towards the sky,
Mm-hmm.
looking up at the Imperial like Star Destroyer, similar to the very beginning of The Last Jedi when Connick was on Dakar trying to evacuate everybody, and she sees like First Order ships coming to Dakar to
Mm.
destroy the Resistance base. That's like shot for shot, like similar vibes here, like where I'm getting at,
I
which is
see.
interesting.
So for those of you at home who don't see what I'm doing, like I don't even have it like on our screen. Actually, like I'm basically have like the trailer like on loop, just because it. Okay, so it gives us a lot. It starts off with what we're assuming are rebel fighters, like on a backwater planet, possibly. It could also possibly be Cassian Andor's like homeworld slash parents, because the next scene brings us to a little kid.
I think the kid's name is confirmed, and I think people have been theorizing that that kid might be Cassian as a young kid.
That's what I'm thinking also, yeah.
Let me pull up like the breakdown thing. Andor trailer breakdown. Star Wars Newsnet actually has an interesting breakdown, and I think it tells me here the kid's name is. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so where is it? It was here. Okay. Casa, the name of the kid looking out at the thing. Casa, but like Cassian, don't you think? So, this be the same person?
It could be.
Probably. Probably.
He probably changed his name, maybe.
People do that in Star Wars.
Yeah.
You see that with Caleb Doom. See that with, I mean, we don't really know Han Solo's real name, so. But we see that with, technically Rey's last name.
Technically.
Yeah. Yeah, the notable one was like Caleb and / Kanan. Could think of any other character, but yeah, it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
Pretty sure like half the clones also did the same thing when they were like.
But yeah, like it starts with okay, so now we're hard assuming that's Cassian that we see. Because I keep on watching this trailer, I kept on thinking of what he said in Rogue One, where he said he's been in this fight since he was 6 years old. So that means he
that could look 6 years old. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he looks like he could be 6.
Looking at the picture here that I'm looking at.
So that means we could possibly see Cassian's parents bite the bullet. Unfortunately, die in front of him. The woman we see.
The actor is also Latino, so there's that.
There's that too. That could be his supposed mom, maybe. And maybe she passes away at the beginning of this.
The kid's actor, I mean.
Yeah.
Latino. Yeah.
Lucasfilm's
official description of the image mentions that this is a character named Casa, played by Antonio Vigna.
Oh, come on.
He's a character around 6 years old, played by a Latino actor whose name is Casa. Certainly thought-provoking.
Come on. Come on. Latino actor, like who's 6 years old, Casa. Come on. That's got to be young Cassian.
Right there.
It's got to be young Cassian.
It makes too much sense. Like,
yeah. And I noticed something, like, because again, I have it on repeat on my end. I'm watching it over and over again, and when the little kid, young Cassian, again, we're just saying it just to say it, when he's walking into, I guess, the Imperial, whatever it is, there's actually like a body on the floor.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Like, I'm looking, I wish I want to put it on screen, but I know, like, what'll happen to us, but.
Interesting.
Like there's like a body on the floor. You just see like his feet, and he's walking into like whatever refinery or thing they're in. And from the looks of the trailer, they're stripping his planet. I'm guessing, or what we're guessing.
Interesting.
But yeah, we saw like it goes from there to the Imperial Senate, which is gonna be interesting to see. Then we see a bunch of like clone troopers walking around.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, early phase stormtroopers also.
So we're assuming
They look like a mix of like clone troopers and stormtroopers. It's like weird.
Yeah.
We don't know if they're actually like clones or like if they're like stormtroopers, but their helmets are like obviously more like clone helmets. Like adapted from them, and kind of maybe that's how they evolved to the stormtrooper helmets we kind of see on the Andor poster we got.
That dope looking Andor poster.
It's interesting because I know that we're going to get a little bit of a time jump.
But do we know if we're saying linear with that time jump, or is it like jumping forward and jumping back, kind of like Book of Boba Fett or like The
I
Witcher?
feel like it might be linear. I don't
Linear?
think they're gonna. No, I think they're gonna go linear with some flashbacks, but not like too obvious. Like like minor flashbacks, like
Yeah.
say Andor's like Cassian's childhood. You know, like
Like I,
that kind of flashback sense.
like I know a few fans or a few friends who said like they're excited, but like not at the same time for Andor. And one of the reasons why they said it is because
Mm,
one of the main reasons why they said it is because there's no stake in this because we know how Andor dies, and that's very true. But
true,
but
but
with
we really don't know much about Cassian's
life,
backstory in life. You
yeah,
know, like also we haven't seen much. We're not that familiar with the time period between 3 and 4, like
mm-hmm,
episodes 3 and 4, and like obviously now that we've seen Obi-Wan Kenobi, kind of get a sense of what's going on during that time period. But now
right.
we're getting also Andor and Bad Batch technically because that also takes place during that time.
Here's my question for you: do you think this takes place? Do you think episode 1 of Andor? Do you think that this starts off right at the end of Order 66, or a couple
I don't
years
think
after
so.
Order 66?
I feel like it's gonna be a little bit after. I don't think like no like it wouldn't make any sense for them to include Order 66 in Cassian's story because how would Cassian like be involved like with the Jedi stuff
Well,
and the clones?
I'm,
Like
I'm not saying we're gonna
it
see
doesn't
Order
make
66.
sense.
I'm saying like time frame where it's like because he
Oh,
whatever planet
I
he's
feel
on.
like I think I don't remember the exact time frame where the Cassian show takes place. Andor time frame. Okay, so Tony Gilroy, who created Andor, explained that the 2 seasons will take place 5 years before Rogue One.
Okay.
So 5 years before the events of episode 4 and Rogue One. So, which means it would take place around the same time as Rebels.
Yes, because that's when stuff starts popping off in this world.
Because Obi-Wan takes place 5 years after episode 3, and this show takes place 5 years before episode 4. To place it in the timeline of Rebels, now that I'm thinking about it.
That does make sense because if you take everybody as a whole, if we look at Solo took place 10 years after Order 66, around the same time as Obi-Wan, I think, correct? Or am I wrong on that?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, you're right. Because of the whole
Mm-hmm.
of a situation that we had that we correctly predicted.
Right.
So yeah, that does it. Yeah, 10 years.
Right.
I was wrong.
And
Man, my timelines are messed up.
well, I mean, Star Wars is messed up timelines in any way you put it.
True. We did get World Between Worlds and Rebels, so
Yep.
yeah.
And like our timelines got messed up when like the prequel trilogy was released. So like
Yeah.
trying to get
true.
somebody new into Star Wars now is like a jumble. It's like, so what did I watch first?
Goodness.
Well,
I really have like a section on like the official Star Wars website of the official Star Wars timeline and when these movies and shows take place, because honestly, we kind of need that
yeah, especially with some of
for
the shows and
context.
games. But all right,
Oh yeah, especially the games too.
so let's paint a supposed timeline for us, so we're not confusing ourselves and anyone watching or listening afterwards. So, and this is why I bring it up. Solo takes place 10 years after Order 66. All right, around the same time frame as Obi-Wan.
Correct.
In that time spot, in that 10 years after Order 66, the rebellion hasn't really started yet, right?
No.
Like we have sparks of it, especially in
Have
Solo.
sparks of it.
Yeah.
Mhm. With Enfys Nest, yes.
Yes, so there's sparks of it. In Rebels is when the rebellion actually begins to start and all the groups get together, and that's 5 years prior to the Battle of Yavin.
Ezra Bridger is like 14 when Rebels starts, and he's like the same age as Luke and Leia, so 14.
Yeah.
5 years. Rebel season 1 takes place 5 years because Ezra's 14 in season 1, so is Luke and Leia. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Yep.
I am right. So this show in Rebels probably takes place there in the same year.
So it's possible, very, very possible, and I'm hoping I'm right, and if I'm wrong, whatever. We could see a live action Hera Syndulla here in Andor, and possibly live action Kanan, possibly.
You know what? You mentioned Hera because in Rogue One there's like a there's like a voice cameo or voice name drop cameo of General Hera Syndulla, and we do see a live action Chopper.
Mm-hmm.
On Yavin 4, like very briefly in Rogue One, but we do see him. So, yeah, I could see Hera Syndulla showing up here before the Ahsoka show because she does show up in that as well.
Now here's where the monkey wrench comes in. The cameo you noticed, the possible hidden character in this. Who is this possible character that we think that could be in this in Millie?
So for context, right?
Uh-huh.
I was like rewatching the trailer for a second time, just in case I missed anything. Turns out this scene went by so quick. So we see a guy, it looks like Maz Kanata species. He has like 4 arms, and it looks like he's like operating on somebody with like a needle.
Mm-hmm.
And we see like a young man, like he has red hair, and it looks like he's like, I think like on anesthesia because he has this like thing covering his face, and he's like sleeping. He looks like Cal Kestis.
He does.
That's it's pretty wild.
Hang on, I'm trying to go back into it.
Also, there's also like a young woman in a ponytail also with him. I'm like, who's she? Who's he? Who's that? I don't know what's going on. Could be also new characters, and that's perfectly fine with me. Yeah.
So here, so here's where the monkey wrench comes in.
Go for it.
That young man who's laying in. I'm looking at the scene right now, like it's paused on my screen. He does look eerily similar to Cal Kestis. He has to be red hair, all that stuff. Very, very similar. Now, if it is Cal Kestis, that means he is probably maybe 15 years old in this scene while he's laying on the table.
Just Fallen Order does take place, Fallen. How old is Cal in Fallen Order, and when does Fallen Order take place?
Fallen Order takes place 5 years after Order 66.
How old is he in that?
Like 19, maybe?
Interesting. And Cal would be how old here? If this took place 5 years before Episode 4?
If this took 5 episodes before Episode 4, then he would be like 25. So this would be around the same time frame as the new Jedi game coming out.
Jedi
Survivor.
Interesting. Oh, interesting.
Wait, no.
Okay.
Obi-Wan's around the same time frame as Jedi Survivor, so that would mean this would take place after Jedi Survivor. See,
what is going on?
See, that's where the monkey wrench comes in. So if this is Cal Kestis, either A, this is right around Order 66. That boy looks young. And that could be a young Cal Kestis who survived being chased by clones. I don't know.
We do see... Okay, what's weird is that we do see clone troopers.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point in the trailer, we also see stormtroopers. So I think there might be a time jump.
Yeah, because
big time jump.
Because they did say it wasn't a jump, but my guess is it's going to start at some time around Order 66. around there because they were still using stormtroopers clone troopers to do
Yeah, it
the
could
dirty.
be.
And it could be maybe like a year at, because I'm just using Order 66 as a time frame. I'm not saying we're gonna see it. I hope we don't see it because we've seen it a bunch of times, and there's only so many times our hearts can break watching Order
Yeah,
66.
Din was also alive during that time period during the Clone Wars.
Who was?
Din, like he was a child.
That's true.
Like I wasn't expecting, because obviously I wasn't expecting any Jedi to show up in that show, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, no clone troopers, but we did get like Clone War references in that scene. But
We did.
we could get a scene like that in Andor without clones. No. Because didn't Cassian's parents work as separatists?
Did they? Was that like, I don't remember.
I remember somewhere that his parents were separatists or something.
Huh.
Or his parents. The father of Cassian, Jaren Andor, was a human male. During the Clone Wars, Andor's father was killed by the Pretty Academy during a protest against increasing materialization of the Galactic Republic.
So
Cassian's
he was
father's description.
Technically he was a separatist. Technically.
Oh.
So that could mean, if that's the case. Now again, I am just using Order 66 for everyone listening at home as a time frame. Not that we're going to see it.
I'll just say the source is the Rogue One graphic novel adaptation.
Okay.
So, out of him. Only appearance, but that's also a reference.
Right. So it's possible. Okay, so what I'm guessing, if they're going with that canonization of his dad, that he was technically a separatist because they were protesting against the Galactic Republic.
Yes.
My guess would be that the planet that that Cassian is from, or his homeworld, whatever, was a separatist occupied planet, or was in a separatist space.
Yeah, totally.
So
I bet we'll see that for sure.
Yeah.
At least in the first episode.
Because again, we saw clone troopers walking around, and that has to be.
Yeah.
So that could be easily where they were in separatists, like kind of like with the Bad Batch and like Felucia and like
Right.
the Twi'leks. They had a battalion of clone troopers there. Order 66 happens. We probably won't see a Jedi die, hopefully. But Order 66 happens, now they occupy.
I don't think we'll see a Jedi like that in any capacity.
Neither do I. But we'll have like the clone troopers now occupy like Andor's planet, and then that's where the whole line comes in. I've been in this since I was 6 years old. We started seeing him do things. But again, like the little monkey wrench is that possible Cal Kestis character.
Right.
Because he would be around that. He if that's him, then the whole timeline makes sense.
Yeah.
Corey. Hello, Corey. I like they are connecting the dots with all the post-Clone Wars history in live action. Same. Like, I mean, as much as I want to explore more of the sequel trilogy and more of sequel trilogy stuff, I do like this time frame
That's Mando's job.
I know, right? I do like this time frame of a transition between Clone Wars into the Galactic Empire.
Yeah. Whole like time frame between those two movies, like episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Also, well, and we got that in Rebels too, but still, a little bit in Bad Batch, but I hope we get more in Bad Batch.
Yeah,
honestly.
same. So yeah, like it's like episode 1. I'm guessing it has to be it has to be within like Order 66, within like 6 months or a year. It has to be around there if we're seeing the clone troopers. Because by the time Fallen Order happens, there's no clone troopers at all. They're gone. It's all
there's
stormtroopers.
like a huge time. There's like a whole time jump. between Cal as a Padawan and Cal as like a teenager
Yep.
on the run,
Yep.
basically.
But I mean, again, your theory of it being Cal can be right because it looks like they're on his planet
Yeah,
on the
like we
shipyards.
see did tweet about this on in my Cal Kestis conspiracy thread that I tweeted about today because okay, I have to mention this. Cameron Monaghan addressed Cal Kestis making his live action debut and I'll quote this. Well, of course there's interest. That's about all I can say.
Mm-hmm.
That's a direct quote from him. And then I proceed to add my tweet from yesterday of that picture that you're on, as well as Cutter ship from Fallen Order making an appearance in the Andor trailer.
Yep.
And it's the same exact ship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no brainer. I'm pretty sure that's also Braca, like, if that's there.
It has to be. I agree. Has to be.
100%. What's interesting is that in Bad Batch we kind of saw those like scrapyard Braca costumes in one of the Bad Batch episodes, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That takes place like a little bit after Order 66, so I'm just yeah. The Fallen Order connections are crazy. Like we got like Fortress Inquisitorius and Obi-Wan,
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. I hope this is setting up for a live action like Fallen Order series or a live action Cal Kestis show because I feel like all this fall like especially that like BD1 droid also in Book of Boba Fett. Like
Yep.
oh my god, like come on guys,
Yep.
y'all ain't slick. I'm
See, like, I'm okay. So, and I'm just gonna
uh,
jump completely off topic here. Well, not really, but I love the prequel trilogy as sure as or sequel
okay.
trilogy, as I'm sure you do as well. I mean,
Sequels
I know you do as well. The sequel trilogy, but it's
for
like
sure.
I really wish they had this type of world and connections together when they were making like the sequel trilogy. Like, imagine if they already had this stuff in mind
Cool.
when the sequel trilogy was being written and filmed and all that good stuff. Like, for instance,
Disney Plus really didn't exist
right,
when the sequel trilogy was being made. And Obi-Wan was also being developed as a film before all this was happening.
right.
So,
But just imagine the cool connections they could have made. Like, for instance,
really cool.
if someone thought of it back when this was happening, like Captain Phasma, her
Yeah.
armor, what if it was Beskar? Or maybe, or what if she
Cool.
was a Mandalorian, like leading and fighting for the First Order?
Mm. I mean, we kind of got an answer about that in the Phasma book.
We did, but just that little connection kind of would have been dope
Yeah.
if she was wearing Beskar rather than like
That'd be
Sheev's
interesting.
Sheev's yacht.
Sheev's yacht.
Yeah, Sheev's yacht.
Yeah.
Corey in chat. It's a good way to slowly introduce characters that come from different media. Filoni is slow rolling live action characters like Thrawn. He is. Yeah. But yeah, I know. Just food for thought. Something always I thought of when like the new I mean, I know the series were never planned. I know Disney Plus probably wasn't even an idea yet, but it would have been cool if they had this built into the sequel trilogy, kind of like what Marvel does.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on this hot looking Mon Mothma?
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, I wasn't expecting her to have multiple outfits. I mean, I kind of was, but like, I wasn't expecting to see like having that many. Like, also more Imperial Senate shots. I like
Oh
that.
my
I
god,
love
that's
that.
so cool.
One of their rooms kind of looked like the one room in Solo, like the Crimson Dawn room. I was kind of getting those vibes, like, I don't know, like,
Hang on, wait. It's about to pop up right now. It does. It kind of does. Where they're both taking like a shot, I think, right? Or taking a drink.
and there was like a picture from like one of the like online magazines that showed like like the collectibles in there, and one of them was actually Mandalorian like armor, which
Yep.
was interesting. Um, yeah. There was a shot in the trailer too that featured one of Enfys Nest's like guys. I can say I don't know how to say it, but he was in like Enfys Nest's gang in Solo.
He was really.
If you like look at a shot by shot or a side by side comparison.
Hang on, hang on. Let me pull it up. Hang on. Infest Nest gang. I can spell things.
Yeah. Um.
Images. All right, so I see. And you're talking about the scene where they're all standing like in the sand, like on the hill,
The
correct?
sand, yeah.
Okay.
It's when you see all of them, and yeah. Um,
Need a better image of this, something bigger.
yeah, it's the same species, but it looks like the same character.
Open. Come on. Open image. Open image. New tab. There we go. All right. So I'm looking at them on the beach. They're all wearing funky helmets.
Send you a link to the. I don't know if you have it the trailer.
I do.
I'll just send you the picture just in case. Discord.
Oh, that guy. I think
That guy.
he's part of. Yes. So I know that character. Yeah, yeah. I see him standing in the left corner. Also, hang on. Let me.
Yeah.
So, I think that character. I forget his name. I think they call him Two Tubes. I've heard people call him that.
Yeah, I've heard people call him Two Tubes on Twitter. Not sure if that's his real name.
Yeah, same. But he is part of Saw Gerrera's people.
Right.
So
But
I'm assuming.
in like yeah, never mind. Rogue One and Solo are two different films. I was like, wait a minute, no. I mean, he could logically also like align himself with Enfys because both are similarly like rebelling against the Empire. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
No, like I think so. I think he does fight with Infest Nest first because I remember seeing him in. I think I remember seeing him in that in Solo. I'm positive I've seen him like on the beach. Hang on. Let's open this one, a new tab.
Have you googled Enfys Nest Gang? Because there's a lot of pictures of them.
Yeah, there is.
I find a good photo.
But yeah, like he does. So I'm guessing it's either the same species or same guy. And if it's the same guy, I'm pretty sure he started off with Infest Nest and realized
Okay,
they're not doing enough, and then
I just
joined.
looked up Enfys Nest Two Tubes, and I got a good result. Yes.
What's it do? Oh, look at that. Cool. Ah, Roll Farm Boys in chat. Friends, that's Benthic Two Tubes. His eggmate brother as Endrio Two Tubes. Huh. Okay, so here's the question, Roll Farm Boy, and anyone else in chat. Because this is where like Millie and I are confusing ourselves with characters and time frames and all this stuff. So
These are very obscure characters, so yeah. Refresh Farm Boy, what we were talking about earlier.
Yep, both are Tognaths. Okay, so we saw an image of Two Tubes in the Andor trailer. And that's the Two Tubes that we know hangs out with Saw Gerrera, right? Or at least we're assuming hangs out with Saw Gerrera. That's his Two Tubes.
In the show, yeah.
In the show. there's also another one in Solo, um, in part of Infest Nest gang. Are they the same character, or are they two separate characters? I feel like if anyone's gonna know, it's gonna be Real Farm Boy, because this person's like an epitome and like of just
Yeah.
knowledge and things of stuff. And while he's answering that for us, yeah, Mon Mothma. Um, she, I mean, just let me be a guy for a second. She looks hot. Like she's like
I agree.
like Jesus, like Jesus. Like, what's that Tinder profile look like? Jesus, like. But so we see Mon Mothma in this, and again, we don't know the time frame yet of episode 1. I'm just going straight off episode 1 of Andor. Do you think?
I mean, the show, again, like we said before, we were told prior that the show takes place 5 years before Rogue One.
Right.
So we have a 5-year gap between that, I guess.
Which puts us allegedly around the same time. Puts us around the same time as Rebels, the Rebels TV show.
Yeah, the season 1.
Season 1.
Rebels.
Rebels.
Because Ezra Bridger is 14, and Ezra Bridger is the same age as Luke and Leia, which means Rebels takes place 4 years before, or 5 years before Episode 4 / Rogue One. So timelines line up that way because of Ezra Bridger's age.
Right.
In season 1 of Rebels. So that's how we concluded that Rebels season 1 and Andor take place the same year, at least.
Yep.
So
and Roll Farm Boy answered. So, yep, both are Tong Naths. Yepers, Benthic is who we see in Solo. Benthic with the Cloud Riders on Savareen. So that means Saw Gerrera's guy is Idro, correct? That's if I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, we'll answer in a second after the delay. Yeah, same species.
Still same species.
But I wonder, so my guess is, because Mon Mothma's in this, we don't know really the time frame of the first episode of Andor. And it seems like...
It has to be like very early on.
Yeah. Because it seems like we have two possible big characters to start Rebellion. Mon Mothma, obviously. And then this other character played by Skarsgård. I forget the name. I forget his first name, but...
Oh, yeah.
The Skarsgård dad. The Skarsgård king, basically.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. And it looks like, if I'm looking at it correctly...
Stellan Skarsgård, I think that's his name. Actor.
Edrio.
Yeah,
yep.
Go on.
So, it looks like he's a little distrustful of Mon Mothma, even though he seems to be the handler, possibly, for Cassian in this show. Like, he's the one giving him his missions and stuff. So, are they not aware they're both fighting for the rebellion? Or is Mon Mothma like a hardcore Imperial sympathizer until something happens and makes her change otherwise?
I mean... She's still in the Imperial Senate when we saw her in the trailer, but like... I don't know. It's hard to tell still. I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to dissect too much because...
There is a misunderstanding between them.
Right. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, they don't know they're both fighting for the same side. Because they're doing such a good job of hiding it.
Yeah, that could be the case.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think evil Ellen DeGeneres is?
Oh, the Imperial officer lady?
Yep, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
She actually has a name. Hold on. I have her name written down. But hold on. It's the very end of my thing. Oh, did I skip over it? I have her name, I swear. And there's like a character that looks like Witwer, but it's not Sam Witwer. So yeah.
Yeah, that got me excited also.
But yeah, I'm trying to find the actress slash character. She has a name, I swear. Um, has a name. Okay. Supervisor Deidre Miro, played by Denise Go.
Hmm.
Is her name. So Supervisor Deidre Miro.
Supervisor to what though? I mean, it looks like there's a prison break possibly. Though we're looking at this trailer.
I mean, and she's wearing white, so she's obviously like
She's not
a higher ranking officer.
right, kind of like Krennic, where they're not
Yeah.
military, but they still command military.
Yeah, they're like obviously higher ranking because of their costume.
Right.
I don't think she's as high as I don't think she's as high as she might be as high as Krennic, but not as high as like say Thrawn, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean, Grand Admiral. Like, you really can't get like.
no, you can't.
Yeah.
No.
ISB, and yes, I did notice that X-wing. It's like saying it's right behind two tubes. He's standing right in front of it. I do love they brought Forrest Whitaker back for Saw Gerrera.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Saw at all. Showing up everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bad Batch. My goodness, so many shows, movies.
And it looks like saw it right now. Cassian Andor's father died like in a protest. You said correct, like in the graphic novelization of Rogue One.
Oh.
It looks like in the trailer we do see a type of protest / riot because we see troopers in riot gear.
We do see that. We do see that. Yes. Listen, I'm just saying that could be. Hold on. There's like a named planet where he died on, according to Wikipedia. Caridia.
Mm-hmm.
Minute, Caridia. Hold on. Caridia sounds very familiar.
Imperial Security Bureau. Of course, Royal Farm would know that.
Caridia was a mountainous planet located in the Caridia system within the colonies regions of the galaxy. During the Clone Wars, the Valor space station orbited the planet, while the era of the Galactic Empire saw Caridia as home to an Imperial Academy and a naval docking facility.
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Caridia supported the Military Creation Act before the Clone Wars. Sometime later, a protest against the increasing militarization of the Galactic Republic was held at the Caridia Academy. Cassian Jaren Andor's father was killed during the protest.
Jaren Andor. So we have a sister or another brother or something.
Cassian Jaren Andor is Cassian's full name.
Oh, I'm stupid.
I have a name for Cassian's father.
I'm like scrubbing through the scene where like the with the protests and like they look like mud troopers. They don't look like the guys holding the riot shields, except they have like black armor.
They do look like mud troopers from Solo. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Noticed that with the helmet. Yeah.
And like the officer that's with him is wearing like the black uniform with like the little like the hat and the like little circle
Yeah,
thing.
we've never. There's also like guys with completely different uniforms we've never seen before. I have no idea who they're with. I'm assuming also with the Republic.
You mean with the blue uniforms, the red trim?
Exactly. Those guys like that look like police officers, obviously.
I swear to God, I've seen them somewhere before. I just have no idea where.
Really?
I just don't know. They look so damn familiar. I don't No, I don't know if I've seen it in a game or not. Were they security detail in Fallen Order? Hang on.
No way. We can't get more Fallen Order references here.
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
man.
I don't know. But I know I've seen that uniform somewhere. I just don't remember where.
Sergeant Linus Mosk is one of the guys' names. Interesting. By the way, some of these names were actually revealed in the subtitles for the trailer, and that's how we're getting those names.
Really? Ah.
Yeah. Um. So if you like turn on the subtitles, you can actually like see the character names.
Gotcha. I'll probably do that right now while we have a couple minutes left in the show.
Farm Boy asks, wanna ask Miss Millie any other word on that Imperial Army uniform chat? Oh, no, yeah, so I mentioned that some garrison folks and I were like talking about that Imperial Army officer uniform chat. We were like talking about how that showed up in the trailer too, and apparently that originated from A New Hope.
The black.
If you look up the Imperial Army uniform, like 501st CRL, it like says where it originated from, and it originated from A New Hope. Interesting thing. So.
You're talking about like the black officer uniform, correct?
No, it's the gray one. Imperial Army Operations, actually, it's what it's called.
Hang on, Imperial Army Operations.
CRL. Hold on, I'll directly link the CRL in Discord.
Discord.
There's like a shot of some guy in a uniform that looks like that, so it's already an existing rank / costume, and
And this was in A New Hope?
for context, straight from the 501st CRL, these gray uniforms officers report to commanders across the galaxy from Grand Moffs to generals. They optimize day-to-day activities and increase the efficiency of the vast Imperial war machine so it can meet its operational goals. This particular costume is specific and unique to Star Wars A New Hope.
Interesting.
So now it's not, because now it's showing up in Andor.
Huh.
5 years beforehand.
I'm trying to remember where it was like in A New Hope.
Probably very brief.
Probably.
Like, very beginning. Most likely.
And holding her is dangerous. God, he does look like Galen Mill. God, he does look like Starkiller. God damn it.
It's apparently not him. It's a different. It's a different actor, obviously.
Right. Still though, it's like bastards. Like, stop teasing us.
I have the name of the guy actually. Also link you the article I'm looking at here. In Discord, so you know what I'm looking at here. This guy like breaks down the trailer and like lists all the names.
Star Wars net newsnet.com. Was it these guys or was it making? I do remember back in the day I had like something. I think I told you this before. Like I had something for the Force Awakens spelled for me by MakingStarWars.net.
Was Making Star Wars.
Yep.
Don't look at that website anymore. Okay, so it actually does reveal their names. So officer. So the guy on the right, so the guy who looks like Sam Witwer, is actually the character Cyril Karn, played by Kyle Solar. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but that's, yeah.
Yep, I just saw it right just now. Yeah.
So again, it was turn on the subtitles in the actual trailer. It will show you the name of the character. speaking on screen. So thank God for subtitles, because now we know some of the names of these characters we haven't met yet. So
Interesting. Workers at junkyard notice the arrival of the Empire. Casa, come on, that's gotta be Cassian Andor, and he just changes his name. Come on, come on,
yeah, exactly.
come on. God, so what else did we get in this trailer? We got so when I was hanging out with our 501st buddies on Saturday, so
You were there Saturday?
yeah, like I went to go
TrifaCon?
I went to go do some support real quick, only for Saturday, me and my wife, but I forget the name of the guy, but I call him like the Imperial Viking because he has like this gorgeous red beard, and like
Okay.
I think you might know who I'm talking about. He has this gorgeous red beard. Sides of his hair is shaved. He has like a red, almost like mohawk. He puts scars on his face, and one of his eyes is white. And he's an Imperial officer.
Don't recall. No, I don't know.
So
Blanking.
So he, obviously loves doing Imperial stuff. I think he has a Mud Trooper as well.
Okay.
And he said in Andor, there's a shot of a blaster that kind of looks like it's an AK-47, right?
Oh yes, I saw that.
And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, cool! So that means I just got to buy like an airsoft AK-47, Star Wars it, and now I have a Star Wars blaster." But then him being the guy he was, he looked at it closer. He's like, "Oh, it's not. They took like different parts of different real life world guns and slapped them together to make the blaster." So the more he looked at it, the more he realized, "Oh, I can't just buy like an airsoft gun and make it Star Wars. I have to take apart a bunch of airsoft guns to make this." And then he looks at me and he goes,
30%.
and he looks at me and he's like, "You know what? I think the model makers hate us." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, They know our groups exist out there. They know we're out there, and they're like, "Yo, let's think of the hardest weapon to make for these guys to use if they want to costume as these characters on a troop. Let's make the hardest thing possible just to fuck with them."
I mean, like, with like the Mandalorian season 1, they literally got 501st people to like be extra like stormtroopers. So
yeah, they know we're out there.
They know we exist.
They know we exist. But I think now they're just making props to fuck with us. Like, let's make this as hard as we can and see what they can come up with. See if they can make it. Let's see what we can do.
It's a very convincing conspiracy theory there.
I'm going with it, man. I'm going with it. But yeah, we got... God, this trailer gave us a lot, but nothing at all. That's a weird thing to say, but it really did.
There's a lot to talk about there, though.
Yeah, like...
I'll speculate.
Because I want to assume that this trailer jumps through the different time lines or time frames of the series, just because the Clone Trooper thing. That's the only thing I'm going on. We see Clone Troopers. We see the Imperial Senate. We see a possible young Cassian Andor, which we're assuming is Cassian Andor, because Casa, come on, come on.
Played by a Latino actor who's 6 years old.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
6 years old.
We see Cal Kestis. Well, possibly Cal Kestis.
I'm actually gonna check this right now while you continue to talk, because if this kid is 6 years old, or at least like
around there,
a bit older than that, because this was filmed a few years back. Continue while I look up the kid's age.
So we see Clone Troopers. We see a possible young Cassian Andor. We see a possible Cal Kestis. We see regular Stormtroopers. We see Death Troopers. The Imperial Senate. Like, I want to assume that this trailer is jump. Oh yeah, and the junkyard, the shipyards that Cal Kestis was working on. I want to assume this jumps around hardcore in the trailer. Like, the trailer jumps around a lot. In fact, one thing I don't remember is how old Cassian Andor was in Rogue One. Cassian Andor in Rogue One. Okay, so he is 26 years old in. Okay. So when Cassian dies in
Found
Rogue One, he
pictures
is
of the
26
kid.
years old.
I found pictures of the kid, but I don't see an age. He looks 6 years old though, like in a lot of the pictures I'm seeing.
All right,
Like,
I'm going with it. I'm gonna say Episode 1 takes place sometime around Order
like
66.
this is the kid.
Huh?
Looks like a young Cassian to me.
He does.
Oh, I'll go with the kid being Cassian
Yeah,
for
same.
now.
And if you look, so I just looked it up just now. If you look at Cassian's age at the end of Rogue One, he's 26 years old. And Rogue One takes place right before A New Hope, right? Before the Battle of Yavin and all that stuff. And he said he's been in this fight since he was 6 years old. This takes the series takes place 5 years before the Battle of Yavin, so that means Cassian is 20. So that means if he's been in this fight since he was 6 years old, that means it probably
Since 19, because he's 26 when he died.
That's right, 19. So, okay, let me just do some simple math. Yeah, so it's 15 years after Order 66. 19 minus 15, yeah, it puts it at 6 years old, or 4. Right? Am I doing that correctly?
So 20 minus 19, because 19 when we first see him allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
How many? Can't math tonight.
No, that puts him at 21. If he's 26 in Rogue One, Andor takes place 5 years before that. That puts him at 21. So that gives us another 15 years prior. Yeah, that puts him at 6 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm still thinking Episode 1. I'm gonna call it right now. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll shave my beard, whatever. But no, I won't. But
That's your brand.
It is, right? If I shave it, I'll melt. I think Episode 1. That's true. I think Episode 1 of Andor is gonna be right around Order 66.
Okay.
I'm going with it. I am going with it.
Fine. Okay.
Just because the math adds up. He's 26 in Rogue One. He's like 21 in this, if it takes place 5 years before Rogue One, before A New Hope. And 15 minus that puts him at 6 years old, right with the start of all this shit.
Lines up, honestly.
It does. Because he was definitely born in the Galactic Republic. And he was 6 when the Galactic Empire took over. So it's got to make some fucking sense. It's got to.
We do see a riot.
We do. We definitely do.
Dad died in that. Oh my god. That's probably what started his whole thing.
If we're seeing Saw Gerrera, that means we're probably seeing more Jedha, possibly.
Yeah, because didn't Saw also save Jyn? She was young, heck.
How old
Saw
was
Gerrera is doing a lot.
How old was Jyn Erso?
Had to have been
How old was Jyn in Rogue One?
Obviously less younger than Cassian, right?
I think she's maybe supposed to be 19.
Yeah.
So she's 21 at the end of Rogue One.
Jin is 21?
Yeah, she's 21.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So,
A little off there.
ooh, we actually might see a 16-year-old Jyn Erso in this.
Really? Huh.
Because so there's a line she says to Saw Gerrera in Rogue One. Where,
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, yeah. Go on.
So there's a line she says to Saw Gerrera in Rogue One where she's like, all you gave me was a knife and a blaster and you told me to, like, you know, to hide. That's the last time I saw you. And he goes, well, you're already a capable soldier. And she was like, I was 16. So, yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Ooh.
So if this takes place 5 years before Rogue One, that means that would put her at 16 years old, which means we might see a young Jyn Erso.
Yo, I didn't think about that part. Now that you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I don't think her and Andor are going to cross paths, because obviously they didn't know each other.
I think we'll see her in, like, Saw's relationship.
Yeah.
We don't see much of that. I mean, we kind of did get a deleted scene in Rogue One with, you know, that, but yeah.
We might see some shit. We might see some shit in this, man.
Oh my god.
And did they delay the... Did we have an official start for this before they gave it to us in the trailer?
Yeah, there was a like, it was originally supposed to come out end of August.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying September 21st. I wonder why they delayed it.
I think it's because, like, She-Hulk, She-Hulk's coming out around, at the same time.
You're right.
As well as a few other Marvel shows. And they don't want to, like, conflict with that.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because that's what they did with Miss Marvel and Obi-Wan.
Well, Miss Marvel, like, premiered shortly before the finale.
Yeah.
So they weren't that conflicting, but they were still airing, like, Wednesdays on the same day.
I do miss Miss Marvel being Miss Marvel was a good palate cleanser, at least at the beginning, for Obi-Wan.
What is interesting, though, is that it's premiering 3 episodes at once.
Yeah.
On September 21st, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Now the question is, are they premiering at midnight like they did with Obi-Wan, or are they just premiering at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Better not do that at 3 o'clock in the morning, because people have work.
Yeah, I mean, I know one way or another I'm either working from home or calling out sick that day.
God, I don't even know my work situation, like, that far in advance, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll just play it by ear at this point. Yeah, 3, I mean, unlike the other 2 shows we've gotten this year, it's gonna be, like, what, 16 episodes? Andor, so we have plenty of episodes. Like, we have until, like, November until the finale.
And I'm just wondering, like, what kind of crazy dark shit we're going to see, because Rogue One was dark. Rogue One was
dark.
Like, that was like the war that Star Wars is supposed to be when they describe Star Wars in the movies, like just this dark time of the Empire. It's like Rogue One was really dark. So we're going to see some, because there's a lot of stuff that's mentioned in Rogue One by some of these characters that we're going to see in this. Like, obviously, Andor saying, you know, I've been at this when I was 6 years old, but also something he says about him and his soldiers having to be assassins and murderers and killers just for the greater good. And they say it right before they get to Scarif. So we're going to see them do some shiesty shit, for lack of a better word. At least I'm guessing that's what we're going to see. But I don't know. Any final closing thoughts on the Andor trailer you got?
Goodness, September 21st can't come soon enough.
It really can't. Like,
yeah.
Full disclosure, I wasn't too excited about Andor until the 2 trailers.
Same.
Like, the trailers got me hyped just because it looks like it looks dark as hell. Okay, let's do some predictions right now. Hopefully we're right. Hopefully we're wrong. Prediction number 1 for you, Millie. Probably, I'm guessing I know exactly what it is.
I'll cast it.
Yep.
Also Jyn Erso now that you mentioned her being 16 during this show, like, I'm also pulling that in as well. So
Same.
Jyn Erso, at least meeting up with, like, Saw Gerrera, or you know, talking with him, showing their relationship.
Yeah.
But Cal Kestis is also me throwing my in the bin, like, there. So we're definitely going to be seeing a younger Cassian for sure, like, at 6 years old. And 100%, like, if that is the riot that Cassian's dad died at, I'm pretty sure we might see his dad. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like, yeah. There's no other way. Could be just another riot, but who knows? They showed that riot in the trailer for some other reason, but
I predict. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Episode 1 is going to be around. It's going to be Order 66 in that time frame. I think Mon Mothma and the Skarsgård dad, the Skarsgård king, they're going to be enemies or conflicting and not realize they're on the same team.
I can see that happening.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I can see that being a thing. We might see a young Hera Syndulla or a live-action Hera Syndulla here first before we see her in Ahsoka.
I mean, we don't know what happens to Hera after Bad Batch because we still don't know much of her backstory.
Right.
Post orders. I mean, we saw her in Bad Batch, but, like, obviously we haven't seen that far into her childhood yet, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't think Hera would show, but it would be cool if she did.
It would be, yeah. I'm just throwing it out there just to cover our bases. Just in case. Because, as you mentioned, this takes place around the first season of Rebels. So it's possible we might see her. It's very possible. Unlikely, but possible.
Or Zeb.
Oh, Zeb. Or Chopper.
Actually, Chopper would make more sense.
Yeah.
If I think about it. I don't think they would be established on Yavin 4 yet, so... Maybe, maybe not.
Because right now, most of the rebels, they're their own cells.
Wait.
Uh-oh. What do you got?
Fulcrum.
Uh-huh.
You know who's the villain of Season 1 in Rebels? Callus.
That's right,
Callus
Agent Callus.
Eventually Fulcrum. So is Ahsoka. We don't know where Ahsoka is during this time.
You think we'll see some live-action Ahsoka also?
I feel like we'll get, like, a form... Like, I feel like... Because we know Cassian is Fulcrum by the time Rogue One happens.
Right.
What if, like, we get, like... formation of Fulcrum, like... of some sort. That would be cool.
God, when's this premiere again? 21st?
Yes.
I wonder if I can watch, or we can watch, or everyone can rewatch Rebels in time. And Rogue One before this drops.
That would be a very...
At the very...
have to be dedicated to binge Rebels, because there's a lot of episodes and a lot of seasons.
At the very least, Season 1.
True, okay. Yeah, you could watch Season 1.
Yeah, because I think Season 1 and obviously Rogue One are going to play a big part in the series.
Yes.
Especially with your connection of this taking place around at the same time. It has to. Ugh. All right, guys. Well,
yes, I did the math. I had to triple check myself to make sure. Yeah, it lines up with my theory. So,
Well, friends, I think that kind of wraps it up for us for now. We just wanted to spend the whole episode just like geeking out about the Andor trailer. If you have any predictions or theories about what this what this series could be, let us know in the comments below, or let us know on Twitter at Ilum Radio. You can also contact us on Instagram at Ilum Radio. And if you want to send us an email directly about, a subject you want us to speak about, or you just want to send us fan mail, anything of that nature, just send us an email over at ilumradiopodcast@gmail.com. If you want to find us separately, like in our own social media platforms, where can they find you, Millie?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at ME_Halprin, HALPRIN, as well as Instagram and TikTok at Millie_Halprin. That will be in my Twitter bio. Also, if you click on the link tree there. So, pretty much it, honestly.
If you guys want to find me separately, you can find me on Twitter at TheBeardedMenace, Instagram at DaveTheBeardedMenace, and also if you want to hang out with me on some live streams, Millie's usually hanging out in chat also, laying like the band hammer on people when she has to as a moderator. You can find me on twitch.tv/DaveTheBeardedMenace, or I'd rather say you can find us at twitch.tv at DaveTheBeardedMenace, because Millie's usually banning people. No, she's not, but she's in there as a mod. She has the power to ban people if she wants. But that hasn't happened yet because, most of the people that show up are cool, which are you guys. Next week, we will be talking about the Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, and I am super excited for that.
Too.
It's always a lot of fun when watching those. But anyway, guys, that's it for us. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. And as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye.